Well, Max, a couple years back in First Attack, this was the grand finals.
Oh, wow.
Ling actually taking it from Capitancito and becoming champion right in Puerto Rico. But now we're about to get started onto the match, going onto Battlefield as well. Do you think this is a neutral pick for both of them?
Yeah, I'd say both characters probably have some good stuff here. I think, default expectations open maps, but platforms can be really good for them too. You have projectiles to cover the horizontal space, and then you just got to stuff the jump pins out. They have a platform in their way when they're trying to approach you. That said, doesn't look all that bad for Ling so far. Off to a great start, but Capitan trying to even it up.
Yeah, horizontal movement and offense is going to be the name of the game for Capi as well. He's using the missiles, the projectiles, all the bombs that are going to be dropping. One of the best ledge trappers in the game for sure. Now, rapidly actually going, Ling is actually maintaining the offense and the stage control as much as possible and just trying to set up and make sure Capitancito doesn't have any type of room to breathe.
Right now, though, it's Capi with the stage control. He's setting up his missiles, his bomb, just dribbling it off the platform right there. What do you even do to get back? Ling, I'm going to say it. He got a little lucky getting back right there.
Out smash does work for Gunner, does not work for Samus. I hear Headshot saying that over and over. 148%, it's not that much of a differential, especially since the bombs are going to start dropping over Baghdad as the missile hits for the first stop.
And you hear the Dominican crowd firmly behind Capi right now. They definitely want their boy to win. Of course, it would mean so much against probably at this point the second best Peach in the world, right? Ling only behind Udace, not all that far behind him either.
Yeah, but this is the best gunner in the world as well. Capitancito actually getting his stock taken by that backer, actually trying to cover that defensive option. We're seeing the Stitch phase already in play for Ling.
If he even gets the chance to throw it, Capitancito just all over him right now. Okay, I like the movement, but wow, Ling making sure that he had the option to recapture the turnip in case he missed. But now it's out of play, and it's looking like Capitancito is just killing him right now. The down smash in the corner. Nowhere to land for Ling, and we're looking at a full stock lead.
Ling wanted to go away. That's why we saw it on the right side. Killing a little early, I would say, but 21%. It is imperative for Capitancito to actually get some extra credit in while we see Ling actually trying to maintain offense.
Good for Ling to use the float to just cover over the bomb at the ledge, right? We just saw him do that right there to escape a really bad spot. Actually working on this offense too. So much damage coming out. Capitan, though, finally getting something going here. I don't know how much he could do, though. I mean, you want to hold on to this lead at all costs with a character like Gunner, but Ling just has so much damage output every time he opens you up.
Yeah, but the setups actually with the bombs are actually going to keep applying that damage. Back here hitting for 67%. Bomb dropping everywhere. We're going to get that grab as well. 96% onto Ling's final stock, and Capi is looking very comfortable.
Man, the Mii Gunner up air against floaty characters like Peach is so difficult to land against. We're seeing him make great use of that frame trapping into the neutral air. Basically, whatever juggle situation he can find, he's going to take it. Wow, love that. The tech into the immediate up B. Capi back on the stage. Not for long, maybe.
So moving on to the outside this time around. Now, up special is one of Mii Gunner's best moves. As soon as it touches the ground, it auto-cancels. Not really being able to punish it as consistently as you would want it to be. 163% is actually the right type of percentage that you want to survive as Mii Gunner as well, who is deceptively one of the heaviest characters in the game.
Yeah, way too much weight on this character. Hold on, we see a Saturn and a Stitch in the same game. I feel like Ling hasn't even had that much time to farm turnips and look for what he wants. He's going to find the Saturn into Nair. Stocks are even, percent certainly are not. Let's see what Ling can do to make the comeback here. We're talking about how Peach has a crazy combo game. He's going to need to bring that in full force right now.
And RNGesus has been the name of the game for Ling as well. He has been getting Stitch faces out of the wazoo. Already getting another one with 49% onto Capi as he feels pretty uncomfortable right on the ledge of the stage.
I didn't know Ling was Catholic, man. It is the Lord's Day, of course. Let's see, though. Can he keep the offense coming so far? Looks like Capitancito is just cutting him off a little bit, getting the charge shot to about half, maybe even a little more. And that's going to be fatal if he's able to connect with it. There's so many ways for this character to set up into the charge shot. But hold on. Can he get back to the stage? Oh, wow, that drift actually going high and not getting punished.
Actually waiting for it a little bit more as well. Oh, that's a back air, and that should be the stock and the game. Story of the game, Max. As soon as one of the players actually got some advantage in, the other one just started overtaking him and just continuing on that momentum. So we are seeing a banger of a set.
Yeah, that was a really good game one, man. And we saw basically a full stock lead for Capitancito at one point in the game.
Yep.
Ling able to cut that down, bring it to a last hit scenario, but just couldn't find the final blow. And going into game two, he's going to have counter pick advantage to be able to choose the terms on which the game is played by way of the stage. We'll see if that's going to make a difference for him. Obviously, we know that Ling is capable of beating him, right? Like you said,
Yeah.
he won at first attack this year or last year?
It was last year.
Last year, right. Yes. Oh, yeah. Sonic's won this year.
Sonic's won this year.
Yep.
And he's looking to win this one as well. Arguably the favorite to win Blink Respawn 2022 as well. It's going to be pretty interesting. What do you think the counterpick of the stages are going to be? I am assuming that Smashville is already going to be out of the question because you do not want to be up close and personal versus a beach.
Exactly. That was my first thought, was Ling is probably going to want to pick a stage like Smashville or like Hollow Bastion, something that shrinks the amount of space that Capitancito has to set up his camping game, get those projectiles going. So, assuming those are banned, I wouldn't be surprised to see him go back to Battlefield just because of the lack of options on the field for him, right? The lack of stages that he can choose. Sometimes you do kind of have to counterpick yourself in rule sets with a lot of bans. We'll see, though. Ling, I feel like he could have won on Battlefield anyway, so probably won't feel all that bad if that's where he has to go.
Actually running it back, but we're going this time around on Pokemon Stadium too, so a little bit more space. I'm telling you, in the day of the Lord, it is Easter for Ling Ling as we're seeing bombs and Stitch Faces and Mr. Saturns everywhere.
Wow, some of the luckiest pulls I've ever seen. Taking me back to just last weekend at Let's Make Moves Miami. Mutates pulling all kinds of Stitch Faces and Saturns and bombs, but you know what? Going to need a little bit more than that to get through a player like Capitancito. He's avoided pretty much every valuable turnip pluck that Ling has had, right? He just got hit by the Saturn in there, and that's it.
Yeah, the ledge trapping and the edge guarding from Mutates is something that Ling is definitely going to start studying a lot more because he's been having a lot of success, sometimes only, with the vegetables and actually trying to throw them out, whereas in the corner he's been having difficulty to actually get another.
Get out of here, bro. I'm telling you, I feel like he's not even taking all that much time to repeat the turnip pluck over and over again. He's getting very lucky. But, you know, that said, obviously he's a great player. He's going to try to make the best of that situation. We take those, as they say.
Absolutely. 134% onto Capitancito, and constantly playing on the mid-range is exactly where you want to be. Actually trying to get Capi to throw out as many projectiles as possible and actually try to get those startups into effect so Ling Ling can continue on that pressure as the fair is going to come out. Easy first stop.
Exactly what you said, Chopper. He's looking at getting pressured in the mid-range, bait him to throw out a projectile, and then use features of air mobility to just find his way over and get a hit. That said, Ling with a stock lead now. Let's see what he's able to do. I mean, Capi was in control of the entire last game, right? So we might start to see a different story. I would not be surprised to see the set be a 1-1 in a few minutes.
Just fading out barely to avoid that up tilt. Just getting him up to 65%, and again, we're seeing that drift on the side as the backer is going to connect by Capi. Getting that landing onto Ling is going to be so important as well for his offense.
And you just got to think, there's so much on the line. Not only is there prize money and pride and honor in winning an event like this, but this is a Smash World Tour gold event. So get some real valuable points going on. If you take home first place or place very highly at this, you know these guys want to make it to the finale.
So far, so good for Ling. And now it's trying to get some damage in. Baiting out the defensive option by Ling. Just a couple of nairs for 58%, just standing below the platform. There really isn't much Ling could do at this point as the damage just keeps racking up. And Capi just has this ability to turn on the switch. And once he hits the pedal, it's going to be difficult to stop.
Ling hanging out above him right now. Me Gunner, some of the best air-to-air options in the game, namely that up air. I mean, there's nothing that can challenge that other than maybe, if you're lucky, Joker's down guns or Mega Man's down air, right? He's certainly without options to challenge that. But hold on. Capi has brought this so close now. Ling was in control of this match at the start. We're looking to see a much different story, but he's going to crack through with the forward air right there. Okay, here it is. Ling, you got one more stock to take. And it's not going to be easy against this guy.
And he caught him running, too. That's why we saw that stock actually hit so early. Second jump used for Ling, and actually bombs dropping once again. And that frame 5 up tilt, taking it. It's a 6% differential.
Yeah, man. You look at the size of the lead that Ling had on the first stock when Capi was on his second, and now he's actually at the deficit, or he was for just a second, only by 10%, but now he's starting to cook again. All right, Ling, you got to keep this pressure coming, or else you're just going to fall behind.
Oh, we saw that empty hop by Ling. He actually wanted to land on the platform to get another grab. But Capitancito actually recognizes it, gets that punish in. Bomb drops. Best ledge trapper in the game, baby. 94% now as we're seeing the homie missiles actually come out to actually get some defense in. A little bit of a misinput by Ling as well. Again, the drift on that up special is so good because you have so much movement to actually get and weave and pop your way around Nevertheless, a nair is going to be enough to grab that ledge, and that's exactly what you want to do if you are Ling. If you are Peach, you got to maintain that gunner right on the ledge and make sure that you do not have any type of room to breathe.
Exactly. I feel like the second one of these characters breaks away into either neutral or advantage state, you just see so much damage start to snowball. And the back and forth nature of that second game right there, where they were each going on a huge tear, that really exemplifies what we're talking about, right? You cannot let these characters breathe. You cannot let these players breathe. I think everyone at this point in Ultimate, their punish game, their juggle game, their landing traps are just so developed that when you let them play the game the way they want to, it just goes downhill for you.
It seems to be like a fine line between the advantage states of both players. They both want to play on the mid-range, but as soon as they get a hit in, that's where the advantage comes from. Now, Ling, at points at the second game, was actually taking advantage of a little bit closer up, but now you see Capi actually playing a little bit of the longer mid-range. It's just barely an inch, and the difference is actually paying a lot of dividends of who gets on top.
Yeah, I totally agree, Chopper. I feel like it's that spacing where Ling can come in with the full drift forward into forward air. That's where he wants to be. Capitancito wants to be just outside of that.
It's so good for both of these players at the top of their game, too. Dash attack actually hitting this time, maintaining a lot more pressure on this side. Small battlefield going to be the name of the game. We saw that attempt earlier in game 2, but this time it actually works around.
Yeah, I'm loving all the different ways that these guys have used the platforms. There's one point in which Capitancito just threw out a bomb out of disadvantage landing on the platform. Worked out perfectly for him. And this time Ling with the tech chase into the grab. Looking really clean at the beginning of this game 3 here. Oh, and just short of grabbing the ledge right there. Me Gunner, as flexible as that up B can be, the distance is not the best. You're seeing that in action right now.
Yeah, no second jump directional air dodge was definitely going to be very detrimental for his recovery. But now it's Capi's turn to actually turn up the heat once again. Actually uses down smash as a get off me option. Ling does 26% and just actually decides to go back and reset.
I feel like we've seen both of them using their down smashes in the same exact fashion. Even though it's not the safest move, it is one of the faster ones in both of their kits. It's a good way to shake that pressure. Hold on though, Capi starting to build a lot of damage. I love his usage of the neutral air hitboxes, especially above and behind and below and behind him. Just really creative stuff.
I completely agree, Max, and I also love how he's using the homing missiles just to keep Ling in the air, just getting a small amount of knockback, just enough for Peach to feel uncomfortable. Now, this time we have seen it a couple of times now, Max. When you see Ling actually going for the fair, when Peach lands, actually crouches enough to avoid Capitancito's fair this time, but he actually went for down to actually to get that stock. So that's a recognition right there.
Yeah, the low profiling on landing lag animations in this game, such a huge deal. And you gotta know your punishes to a T, or else you're gonna miss on stuff like that. But hold on, Capitan actually getting back into the lead just by 4%. But against a character like Me Gunner, that matters so much because it's the difference of having to approach and having the luxury of camping.
And you're gonna feel uncomfortable as well, 95%. Try to throw out that up air, try to drag him down a little bit more. And again, that up special is going to be so good, actually get some more defensive options, whether it's jumping, whether it's another projectile. Ling is in a precarious situation, actually getting a couple of bombs that time for 125%. He's going to land. Dash attack is going to be enough.
Cloud going wild for their boy, Capitancito. You know they all want to see him do it, but of course, regardless of who moves on through this, they're going to just give us more and more great sets in the winner's bracket. Oh no! Ling! SD's at 11% on his last stock. What a tragic way for that one to go down. He started things off right. He was winning at the very beginning, but as soon as Capitancito got the stocks to even, he pulled ahead and took the second stock, and then Ling, just an unfortunate error right there. It's going to be a tough way to go down, but obviously it's a player who's been around for, at this point, like 14 years of competition. It's happened to him before. It'll happen to him again. Just got to roll with the punches. As my boy EE said, I quoted him yesterday on this on commentary, you got to have a short memory in situations like
Oh yeah, absolutely, Max, absolutely. And that fully charged neutral special by Gunner was definitely the difference maker in that game, just constantly having that pressure on to Ling as we see the directional air dodge actually costing him the match, as the second jump from Peach is not the greatest in the world. That's why we're seeing that somewhat gimp or somewhat psychological SD, if you will, and that directional air dodge. Nevertheless, Ling has been able to capitalize and actually clutch games out and sets out. So maybe we can see some adjustments made as we're constantly waiting for this counter pick. Yoshi Story is going to be the pick for this time.
Oh, wow. A stage that isn't around at all that many tournaments these days. So I'm not sure, especially being that this is the Dominican rule set, right? Capitancito probably a little bit more prepared to play on the stage, but it's Ling who counterpicked it. So I'm not sure what the rationale is, right? We already saw him lose on Battlefield. And I think the slants on this stage are going to make that bomb from me Gunner demonic at the ledge. It's going to be slowly creeping toward you, just inching down that slant. So we'll see how Ling is able to play the stage to his advantage. Obviously, so far it's been working out for him. Feature low percents is a demon. But once things get hot, once you're not able to combo your moves into each other, we might see Capitancito just start to pull ahead a little bit.
Yeah, and I feel like the slants, while it can be very beneficial for Capitancito right on the ledge, sometimes they start sliding off as well. So they need to, the edge guarding and the ledge trapping has to be a lot more precise for him. So it's going to be a lot more execution, I believe. Nevertheless, again, we're seeing Ling with the advantage, but Gabi, we've seen this throughout the set. He's going to bring this back, as we're seeing right now.
Yeah, he looks totally unfazed every time Ling gets the early percent lead, right? It's like, okay, your character has this combo game, and mine doesn't. So I'll just roll with the punches, I'll take my damage, and then, once we're playing a little bit more neutral, that's when I'm going to start to win.
130% now onto Capi. Actually trying to move, and once again, that mid-range is going to be the name of the game for both of them. Peach Bomber actually trying to get some more stuff going. So he's actually pressuring a lot more and using a lot more of Peach's moves to move out of the way, actually hit and run to bait out Capi, and actually using that crown smack to send him away for that first stock.
Hold on, though. 96% and counting on Ling's side. We're seeing Capi use every possible free moment, until then, to get his charge shot going, right? And yeah, now that it's locked and loaded, Ling has to be extra careful. One wrong jump, one wrong dash in, and he can pay the price with his life. He's going to avoid that one, though. Looking pretty good so far, and sharking underneath the platforms, up air. Gonna find the back air for the kill. Okay, Capi is right back in this.
Yeah, uncomfortable situation for Peach all around. The constant pressure of the up airs, actually trying to move the shield a lot more just to get some stuff going. But now, Ling is actually rebounding the bombs back. As soon as you get a hit, it doesn't disappear, but it can't hit Gunner. Just like that, it's a 2% differential.
Yeah, hitting the bomb back is so important, Chopper. I'm glad you pointed that out, because that move just hangs out there and waits for you to run into it. Oh, I love how Capi's been using his recovery with the cover of the bomb as well. Oh my god. Hold on, though. Is he dead? No, okay. Perfect drift for the ledge right there.
Yeah, but the pressure on the missiles. Homing, that's a stock right there, actually covering the way that Ling is gonna land. And just like that, a little bit of a reversal of fates. We're seeing Ling on the ledge this time around. The Nair is not going to be enough. The snipe, the Armada-esque snipe, if you will, and it's an 18% of extra credit only. But Capi is trying to seal this away.
Looks like he's just been in control of the set from the jump, Chopper. Even with the SD in game 3, Capi was bringing that back. He was winning.
Actually moving around a lot more. We're seeing some of the pressure actually going in.
There we go.
There we go. There we go.
All right, we're back. We're
Okay,
back.
okay.
And this is down to the wire. Ling with a slight lead here. He's got the ledge pressure going on. If you let Capi back to center stage, which you just did, this
my
could be
God.
over.
That neutral getup was so good by Ling. He knew that the charge shot was actually gonna come out. He was not gonna roll onto the back of the stage. Crown Smack is gonna miss in the mark. Dash attack by Capitancito. We're seeing burst options by both players. What game 5 seems to be right on the way, but Capitancito's not letting up in the slightest.
All right, Ling, you just have to complete the ledge trap, and he does. All right, there it is, the back air on the neutral getup. We're going to see a 5th and final game between these guys. I feel like this is a little bit of an underrated rivalry, Chopper. You were talking about how they met in finals at First Attack last year. They're meeting at the beginning of Top 24 here at Blink Respawn. And the fact that it's going down to the bitter end like this, I think that's a storyline in the making between these two.
Yeah, the counter pick of the stage was actually quite brilliant, because we also saw, Max, that the platforms were actually covering the slants from the ledge. So most of Capitancito's offense when it comes to ledge trapping from the outside looking in was mitigated by said platform. So I think that's part of the reason why Ling actually picked it in the first place.
No, it's a great observation. I think on Battlefield, he was making a lot of use of putting the bomb on the platform and watching it roll off.
Yeah.
And then hit the ledge. So yeah, it's impossible on a stage like Yoshi's. Very good observation, man. I like that.
Now we're going up to Pokemon Stadium 2 one more time. Game 5 situation. These two have been here constantly. Game 5 scenarios, last stock, last hits. Everybody is ready. We are going into Game 5.
All right, only one of these guys able to continue in the winner's bracket, but based on the gameplay we're seeing, man, I feel like they both deserve to move on. Can we just rig the bracket, have them both go on another round? I mean, come on. All right, here it is, Pokemon Stadium 2. Once again, I feel like the terrain here really does favor me, Gunner. Obviously, it's Capitan who's counterpicking here. Makes a lot of sense. You have all this room to run around, and the vacant center, with no platform to cover, it's going to make his up air that much scarier.
And just like that, we're seeing ledge trapping one more time. The bomb is actually going to explode onto Ling, and now we're seeing the pressure from the best ledge trapper in the game. And I can say that with all my heart. 15% to 94. It is a convincing lead at the start of the game.
Yeah, this is just Samus with a bomb that propels forward when you shoot it out, right? That's so scary at the ledge. And Capitancito, I love how he's optimizing every opportunity he gets. When he wins neutral and sends Ling off stage, he'll get a little bit of charge, and then he'll put the bomb out, making sure to make the most of his time. Every single instance that happens while the down tilt almost coming through for the kill. Okay, Capitancito, can you finish the stock? No. Ling gets back to the ground, and he doesn't really make anything of it. Okay, this is still definitely dangerous for him.
Yeah, 64% now charge shot. Actually, good awareness by Ling, knowing that that was an option that was still available. 152% now to 76. And the pressure that actually Peach can do is not going to be quite enough, as we're seeing the burst options out of Cappy being the difference for this first stock. Stage phase one more time, but it's gonna miss.
Wow. I love how Capitancito found that kill on Ling plugging a turnip. He's very plugged into other players' projectile game as well, right? It's not just his own. He's taking the same learnings that he has to use in his own gameplay and punishing other players for the same things.
And the beautiful curves that we're seeing from the up special as well. The turnip was actually going straight downward, and we saw Cappy actually just going a little bit of a curve to actually grab that ledge and be as safe as possible, as we're seeing another edge guard situation by Ling one more time. But again, Cappy has been so good at just mixing up his recovery options.
And covering himself with missiles, with bombs. Almost feels impossible to edge guard this character if they have the time to stick a projectile out first. Hold on though, Ling falling behind in a huge way, but looking at even the stock count, I feel like if he gets the kill right here and a huge combo, we could see him have a chance at winning this game 5.
Yeah, at 111%, it's excellent extra credit, exactly what you need if you're Capitancito, and that down tilt is exactly what you need to cement yourself one win away, one stock away from actually taking this set, as we see another Stitch Face come out. Come on, Max.
Oh, wow, and he's just going to throw it away. He's saying, I want to win with honor, man.
He wants it up close and personal for sure, as we're seeing 7% only. Just trying to reset as much as possible, but we know the capabilities of Peach to actually rack up that damage, and it's nothing that he can't scoff at, so Cappy needs to be careful when it comes to the close range.
Seeing Ling lose some shield health there too. He's just going to take those skies, let it regenerate. He's got to pay a perfect stock right here, Chopper. I feel like even 50 or 60% of extra credit is enough to safely call this one in Cappy's favor.
Doesn't have a jump.
Oh!
Gets the neutral get up, actually reads it that time. Down smash, bombs. The coverage with the down smash is actually brilliant by Cappy. Ling didn't really have anywhere else to go. Trying to go for the up air. Charge shot is going to hit on the mark. 112%. Get ready for a pop-up, Max, from either side. This is Puerto Rico versus La República Dominicana, and it's getting hot in here.
I feel like there's almost no way for Ling to win this. He's just got to play absolutely out of his mind. But this is a player we know is capable of that. No! Oh, and he's still alive!
It's a 2 count for Ling. Second jump, he did not have it. Anticlimactic finish, but Dominican Republic is on their feet as Capitancito sends Ling to loser's side in a 3-2 classic.